Buonasera, 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 come state? Spero che voi stiate tutti bene. Vi ricordo, piccolo contrattempo, c'è stato un ritardo di un'oretta, niente di preoccupante. Vi ricordo che attualmente online c'è Viking con Vampire Survivors, Vertian con FIFA 2022. Vedo che intanto siamo saliti ancora un pochettino con il Dolgonation, Taproot con Ultimate Chicken Horse, Emulare che passione con giochi retro e Constantine con Coromon. Molto bene. Tanto faccio sempre il punto esclamativo Dona e verifico anche che sia vera sta cosa. Dovrebbe essere ancora attivo e tutto, eh? Sì, non c'è ancora problema. Quindi è ancora vero, è ancora attivo e si possono ancora fare donazioni. Niente, partiamo col gioco e come vedete nella live ho un po' di mal di testa. Vediamo un po' se riesco a sopravvivere almeno un'ora standard. Black Mirror 2 gioca. Ok. Cosa c'è? Comunque oggi la giornata è stata pregna di visione di niente di che. Mi ricordo sempre che l'audio può essere un po' alto, quindi casomai abbassate e godete la live. D'altro, niente. Vediamo un po' come siamo messi. Allora, questo è quello di settimana scorsa. Cosa dovevamo fare? Mm. Nella sostanza potrei essere in grado di trovare nuovi indizi. Al momento però non da vivo. Ok.
I reckon that this page isn't gonna help me much more without the rest of the diary. They're drinking tea. I don't have any import. Everything is ready for tea time.
Ok, vediamo.
She's so busy at the moment. There's nothing about the well that interests me. I'd rather leave him to it. The floor here is rains. The floor here is rain.
Ma ancora un martello? No. Proviamo a salire.
I'll never be able to look in the mirror again without a shiver running down my spine. I'll never be able to look in the mirror. A pile of towels. Small ones, big ones, nothing but towels. That should create a distraction. The bathtub is full of them. Mr. Bates?
Yes?
Bagno lagato.
Mr. Bates, the bathroom's underwater.
Sorry?
I was just going past the bathroom and the water was already washing into the hall.
Can you please get Sally, sir?
If Sally doesn't go to the bathroom soon, then Bates will go. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Sally, quick! The bathroom's underwater.
What?
Bates is really mad. You must have forgotten to turn the water off.
Oh, me? No. But I really don't know how that could have happened.
I've had enough of your excuses. You've missed something there.
But I have never left the flannel in the bathtub.
Oh, her ladyship will hear about this. You can consider yourself lucky if we don't subtract the damages from your
Niente.
wages.
They're both occupied. Bates is the...
Dai. Maschera dell'ossigeno.
See straight away that Bates isn't well. He seems to have problems breathing. Perhaps lung cancer. Bates would be better off in a hospital. This
C'è
bedpost
qualcosa lì
looks more than a little
nascosto.
strange. This bedpost looks more than a little strange. There's a slot in... What have we got here?
Una piccola chiave.
The butler is an orderly person. Bates isn't gonna leave any important documents lying around. The bottle probably contains pure oxygen. Bates must be very...
Ho una chiave. Quanto sta abbaiando il
A
cane
small
d'oro?
metal box. A few documents.
Qualche chilo
And
di
a photo.
documento.
That's my mother. It's a picture of Mom, Bates, and a few other servants in the snow in front of the entrance portal. Underneath it says, "The Good Spirits of Black Mirror Castle, Christmas 1969. That doesn't add up. I was born in February 1970, and in this picture, my mother doesn't look at all like she's 7 months pregnant. Does that mean... No. The photo must have been labeled wrong. The window looks out towards the castle gate. I can see the steps, the trees, nothing of interest.
C'è un dipinto.
The portrait of an uptight, miserable gentleman. Well, that's what you look like if you have to sit still for hours for an artist. So what does Bates read then? Heinlein, Dick, Lem, Zalazny. Wow, man really has taste. There are clothes and underwear inside. Nothing important.
Chiudo la porta. C'è la finestra. Non so neanche cosa appaia.
I've no idea who that is. There's no name on it. It's not one of the usual suspects. Not Shakespeare, not an ancient Greek.
Scream.
It's too heavy for a jewelry box. I guess it's more like some kind of old-fashioned casket. It's too heavy for... Either the writing... The picture was taken a checkbook, a few notifications, and transfer forms. These are exactly the same ones I found in my mom's desk. And the handwriting is an exact match, too. So it was Bates who was regularly sending cash to my mom. But on whose behalf? And am I really just looking for my father? This thing here could still be interesting. There's a note here between the papers. It has a header which says combination.
Ok.
That looks like some kind of a aid memoir that Bates has written out. He must have conceded that his memory wasn't getting any better and wanted to play it safe. It says here, on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers.
Ok. Vediamo, no, è stato 6 minuti che si trova qui. Dovrebbe mettermi a cercare.
It almost... Oh, am I kidding? I first need to find it. It's too heavy. Hopefully, they're both still occupied.
We're going to discuss this Immediately.
But nothing happened!
Only because the police officer discovered it before it was too late. Do you know what might have happened?
They're going downstairs. Excellent. In all the commotion, Bates will have forgotten that he didn't lock his room.
Non si sono accorti comunque del punto. O della finestra, dello specchio, del vetro.
XVIII is written on the bottom corner. Ah, a Roman 18. That looks like some kind of a aid memory. He must have conceded that his memory wasn't getting it. It says here on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers.
Le ninfe sono 4.
An old-fashioned telephone. It almost looks like a combination. Who am I kidding? There are thousands of possible combinations. I'm not gonna get any further with I first need to find out which symbols are the right one. It's too heavy.
Salvi. Nuovo salvataggio. Ok.
I'll give him a few minutes break from me.
Si parla con Sally.
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Does the name Sir Egmont mean anything to you?
Sir Egmont? Of course.
Really? Who's that then?
And why do you want to know that?
I need the information for my investigation.
And what if I didn't tell you?
What's that supposed to mean? Come on, tell me.
Well, one good turn. Being a copper, you can certainly do me a little favor. My brother Rupert's got a problem with a few speeding tickets. Maybe you could...
Hey, slow down. I'm not the traffic police. Tell me who Sir Egmont is, or your brother's speeding tickets will be the least of your problems.
You can't force me. I'm not telling you anything until you've helped me out, too.
Okay. So what's your brother's name?
Rupert Wood.
I'll see if there's anything that can be done. Perhaps I can fool her on this. Do you know Bates's Christian names?
What? No. Lucifer, maybe.
Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Do you know where Sally comes from?
Oh, now you're asking me something. She's from a farm. Her brother took over the farm from their parents, as far as I know. But I can't remember where the farm is.
Is there a Sir Egmont in the Gordon family?
Sir Egmont? No. That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Or perhaps is there someone in the area with the name?
No. I'm sorry. Not that I know of.
Strange. Someone who Bates knows, but not Lady Victoria. That doesn't make things simpler, exactly. Can you tell me Bates's first name?
Now that's odd. He's been working for us for so long that I can't remember him ever having a forename. Please ask him yourself, Mr. Falk.
If that was only so simple.
Peter.
As I understand it, this house was built by your two ancestors, Marcus and Mordred. Is that correct?
Well, they at least laid the foundation stone. Most of the foundations, the cellars, and a few walls are from that period.
Not the rest.
Oh, no. You don't seem to be too au fait with architecture, Inspector. In Marcus's time, they weren't able to build castles like this. That came much later.
Who gave the castle its present-day look?
Many of the masters of Black Mirror improved and extended the castle, laid the gardens, and modernized all of the fixtures and fittings. But the one who really had the greatest influence on the fabric of the castle, as you see it now, was Frederick Arthur Gordon. He gave the castle the appearance it has today.
Frederick Arthur Gordon, then. Thank you. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
Vediamo qua chi è la sorella di Frederick Arthur Gordon.
So, Frederick Arthur Gordon, where are you? Ah, here he is. Frederick had 4 sisters. The oldest answered to the pretty name of Rose.
Rose. Però adesso voglio cercarla. Frederick. Frederick Artus. Uno, due, tre, quattro. Ok.
Can you tell me where Sally's from?
Her family has a farm in Sussex. At least that's what she told me.
Do you doubt that?
Not really. Her behavior and the way she talks quite clearly point to farmyard origins.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
Goodbye, sir.
XVI XV XV XV.
Ci sarà scritto qui da qualche parte. Penso.
The documents prove that Bates. Angelina's. Darren, I hope. I'd rather leave him. Let's try it.
Proviamo.
Hello, operator? Please put me through to Rupert Wood in Sussex. Yes, I'll wait. Mr. Wood, Mr. Rupert Wood. Do you have a sister named Sally? Yes, my name's Inspector Falk. I'm calling on behalf of the traffic police. Yes, calm down. No, listen. No, she isn't. It's concerning your speeding ticket, sir. It seems as though someone has made a mistake. According to our records, you are 99 years old. That surely can't be right, can it? 34. Yes, I thought so. Listen, I'm gonna delete the record, okay? Your speeding ticket is thereby null and void. Yes. No problem. Goodbye, Mr. Wood.
Fatta.
Rupert Wood, 34, from Sussex, now believes that his speeding ticket has disappeared into thin air. Hopefully his sister believes that too.
Vedi come taglia.
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
All right. The speeding tickets have been canceled. Now what's all this about Sir Egmont?
So, where does my brother live and how old is he?
Rupert Wood, 34, domiciled in Sussex, as of now, does not have any speeding tickets against him.
You're a darling.
Okay, that's enough. Now, will you at last tell me who Sir Egmont is?
Here he is.
Breakfast cereal?
Sir Egmont's finest breakfast flakes. They're Bates's favourite. They're very soft and easy to chew.
Clever. And what does the old guy wear on his uniform? A medal in the shape of a cross. That's it. Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
I'll give him a few.
Vediamo un po' se posso parlare con la ciacolona. Sì.
Do you know Bates' first name?
What a strange question. I'm afraid I can't help you with that.
I'm going to have another look around. Goodbye, Lady Eleanor.
It's nice to see another face in this house.
Oh, ci ho provato. Mm.
I first need to find out which... The documents prove that look, he must have conceded that. It says here on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers.
Come faccio a sapere il suo nome?
An old-fashioned telephone. XVI. Hey, there's a letter inside.
Che strano.
It's addressed to Mr. Bates, Blackmere Castle, Willow Creek. If Bates's full name isn't going to be on the envelope, then perhaps maybe at least in the letter? It's a bill for a gravestone made according to your desired... the inscription is as follows. Edward Bartholomew Bates, to know one's duty and to carry it through. That is everything. So, Edward Bartholomew then. Weird name. And which symbol does that point to? There isn't really anything to see on the base of this figurine. Just a vertical line. Is it supposed to be a Roman 1? There's a Roman numeral carved into the base of the figurine. 19. XX is engraved on the base. Either there's an X missing to warn of its lewdness, or it's a Roman 20. Let's see. The nymphs have the numbers 1, 18, 19, and 20. That would be 58 in total. But that doesn't help me with the symbols. What have these numbers got to do with the A and M? Maybe the numbers represent letters of the alphabet.
No.
What would that give us? A, R, S, T. Tars? No,
Star.
a star. Yes, of course. The symbol is a star. Bates has ordered his Christian names are... I'll give him a few minutes. I first need to find... Either the picture was taken... Bates has ordered his own gravestone. I find that very tasteless. His Christian names are Edward Bartholomew. I don't have a clue to which symbol that might point. XVIII is written on the bottom corner.
Edward Bartholomew.
old Frederick Arthur's. As long as the ladies are drinking. I'll give him a. An old-fashioned. The water on the floor and. Small ones, big ones, nothing but towels. The water on the floor and in the bathtub is gone, as well as the flannel. No, thank you. The water on the... I'd rather leave him. There's nothing about the... I've got what I want. The floor here is the floor. Either the writing of the picture was taken apparent.
Ok. Non penso che dicendoglielo cambierà qualcosa. E invece...
Do the names Edward or Bartholomew mean anything to you?
Mean anything? What do you mean by that, Mr. Fogg?
Perhaps you associate a particular symbol or sign with these names.
Oh, I've always been interested in these kinds of things. Now, let me think. Now, Edward doesn't have any significance for me, but the name Bartholomew comes from the Bible. Saint Bartholomew. He was one of the 12 apostles. He preached in Persia and also in India, possibly. He died a martyr's death. He was flayed alive. His skin was removed. That's why his symbol is a knife.
A knife. I think you may well have helped me with that.
Glad to. Even if I do find your questions rather odd. Surely they can't all be to do with the dead girl.
Oh, it's a complicated case. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
Mai dare nulla per scontato. Adesso sappiamo tutti i simboli. Forse il contrario? Allora, no. Ok.
It must be solvable. At least I know all the symbols.
Allora, croce rosa, coltello stella. Croce rosa, coltello stella.
That's it.
È un pezzo.
A big
Dimmi
key.
che ho trovato un pezzo.
There's only one door here whose key you'd hide in a casket. And a small golden medallion. Or at least half a small golden medallion. It must have been one you could open originally. There's small hinges on it. Inside is a photo of me. Me as a little boy, 3 or 4. I'm certain it looks just like the pictures of me as a child in Boston. Was I adopted? There's something engraved on the back, and if it is, why was it changed when I was adopted? To make it more difficult for the Order to find me?
Bates è scomparso.
Time for a few answers.
Ah,
This is the only accessible room in this wing. Next door is locked, and all the other rooms are completely dilapidated. The material is really rough and old. It's grown
dipinto.
stiff over the years. Another old picture like all the rest. A
Salviamo.
woman with a rigid face and dead eyes. hasn't been a fire in this fireplace for ages. There's some white ashes on the floor, but no wood. It's cool here. I can feel a draft. I can't tell when the woman could have lived here 200 years ago. Or 20. There's a huge mirror built into the wall. Quite elaborate for such a simple mirror. The mirror is very lavish and ornately framed. There seems to be some kind of mechanism at the bottom of it. I've got no idea how it works. I think something's missing. The curtains are very tasteful and can't have been cheap.
Vediamo un po' se ci
They're probably even made by
scavano.
hand. Little light gets in through the window, and the curtains make the room even darker. Outside I can see a courtyard. Quite dreary. They're drinking tea. I don't have any important. She's so busy at the moment. I'd rather leave him. There's nothing about the well that interests me. XV. A pile of towels.
Una biglia, una sorta di pallino.
My photo is in one half of the. My photo is.
Mhm.
There's a small wooden plate lying here. It looks like it belongs to a game. Someone has written Ralph. A thing from a kid's game. There's an animal head on the front. And on the back it says Ralph. thing from a kid. My photo is. She's so busy at.
Chiediamo.
They're drinking tea. I don't have any. Old Frederick.
No. Mi sa che ormai no.
There's a Roman numeral carved. There isn't really anything to see on the base of this.
Non so più come andare avanti.
XX is engraved on the
Tanto il
base.
campanello non funziona.
Either there's an X missing to warn of it. Not necessarily. I've got my own private doorway now. A thing from a kid's game. And there's an animal.
Non lo so. Ci fermiamo qua comunque. A meno che non mi riesca a fare una sola lampata.
Either the writing of the picture was taken apparent. I'd rather.
Posso andare direzione Willow Creek? Così. Sì.
I think I'll pay Ralph a little visit. This wooden plate has some. Hello, Ralph?
Hi, Darren.
Ralph, I've got something here and was wondering if you could maybe help me out with it?
I've got one of those too. Here, look.
A sliding block puzzle. I remember those from when I was a kid.
Yeah. Is it yours?
Ah,
A nice lady gave it to me.
A lady?
Yes, I couldn't recognize her, but Mr. Bubby says she's a holy one.
Interesting.
Mr. Bubby says you can have it. It's a bit broken.
See you.
Well, that's very nice of Mr. Bubby. Thanks a lot. I need to get going, Ralph.
See you.
Oh,
I remember this game from when I was a kid.
ma che belle parole. Allora, vediamo un po'. 2 d'argento, di conseguenza 2 d'oro. Qua invece ci dovrebbero andare 3 d'argento. E soprattutto nessun oro. Ok. Mhm. Due d'oro. Aspetta, Secondo e quarto. Questi due dovrebbe... Eh no, qua deve esserci per forza, quindi non c'entra. Eh. Possiamo tornare al castello.
The ball's
Ma oddio, un
outside.
birondello.
Now let's see what we can start with this.
Salva.
Yes, it fits. The little ball rolls around the outer circle. Now I need to adjust something else. I think it has to get to the middle. Alright, then let's see.
Che macello.
Got it. Ah, the mirror. It's actually a secret door. There isn't the slightest sign of decay.
Un rosacchiotto.
In fact, this is one of the most well-maintained rooms I've seen in the entire castle.
C'è una bambola.
It looks like a nursery in an old movie. A girl's room. Look at this. More little balls.
Ah, non trovo. Fammi vedere alcune cose. Non trovo più niente, aspetta. Non trovo più. Come che si chiama? Ah. Specchio.
I've had enough of mirrors, especially in this castle.
Un cretino.
These windows also look out in the courtyard, just like in the mirror room. You can't see either of the rooms when you're standing in front of the castle.
Yes.
A porcelain music box.
È proprio quella di...
And underneath it, the third
Black
piece of
Mirror.
mosaic. This melody.
Bella, ma... Quanta animazione.
Oh! Oh! Ah!
La bambola. Lo scorso gioco. altro castello. Il vecchio protagonista. Divino. Che succede?
Adrian? Adrian, wake up.
Who?
Your father had changed a lot. It poisoned him. It brought out his dark side. Made him go mad.
Addirittura?
It burnt me.
Mom?
I was pregnant. Twins. The doctor said it was a miracle that I gave birth to 2 healthy children, despite my burns. Despite all the suffering. A miracle. At first I didn't want you. You reminded me of him. Of what happened. Of my scars. Pain. I didn't want to live anymore. But then, these 2 little things just lying there. Helpless. Innocent. I took my parents-in-law's offer. And after more than a year in various hospitals, we moved here. I needed a hiding place. I didn't want to show my face to the world. You needed a family, and yes, I thought I understood how it had all come to that.
And Samuel?
Your father didn't know that I was still alive, and he didn't know anything about you two. I started to hate him. He ruined my life, and his parents' life. When he turned up here, after his grandfather's death, I hid myself here in my rooms, and I waited for him to disappear again. Angelina was at boarding school, far away, safe. Friends had told Victoria that Samuel was a broken man after the fire, and didn't seem so nasty anymore. But I was still afraid of him. When the first murders happened, I sensed that Samuel's dark side had returned. However, Bates reassured me. He said that Samuel gave the impression of being quite balanced. And after all, the first incident, William's death, happened before he'd arrived. They didn't believe me when I told them how quickly and completely the curse would take control of him. Bates and Victoria blame themselves for that to this very day.
Did Angelina grow up in the castle?
No, not really. She went to various boarding schools and was only here during the holidays. A dreary castle and a disfigured... like me.
Legge.
Oh, not the right environment for a child. I think she was always happy when the holidays were over.
Era mia
What
sorella.
happened then? Why did she look for me?
2 years ago, she came to visit the castle for a few weeks. She skulked around the place, read books. I didn't think she was in danger. All the other women of the family were left untouched by the curse, you see. But somehow it struck her. It made her think that she was destined for something bigger. Whispered to her power and fame. Tempting for a child who perhaps never got the attention she needed. Once we worked out that she was absorbed in things that should never have seen the light of day, we took her away from here. We reinitiated the order and hired someone to track her down after she escaped.
Boss.
Right. Once he tracked her down to Bideford, sheer horror broke out within the order.
E allora
What
allontanami.
would she want from you?
blood? We gave orders to do whatever was needed to keep Angelina away from you.
What was it that drove my father and great-grandfather mad?
The castle. It's the castle.
What do you mean, the castle?
Come?
Happy child. Both of you were. You enchanted the nurses and were my guiding lights in a dark night. But your behavior changed here in the castle, Adrian. We'd have just been living here for a few years when you nearly killed your sister. You became aggressive, volatile. One day you pushed Angelina down the big staircase into the hall. It was a miracle that she only broke her arm. She could have been dead.
Did you give me away because of that?
I didn't give you away. It was for your own safety. But I saw Samuel's look in your eyes, Adrian. I was scared of my own little boy. Mrs. Michaels, the cook, who tried to pull me out of the flames and paid with her own health, took you on. You can't imagine how happy I was when I heard that your behavior became normal again in America.
You mean this castle made me sick? Made me go mad?
The people here believe that there is a curse on the golden males. Perhaps the curse means that they drive themselves to disaster as long as they live here.
Did the Order imprison me in the bunker? And kidnap me and take me to Wales?
No. We first found out from Miss Valley that you were here. We decided to get you away from here and tell you the plain truth. But it was like you suddenly disappeared from the face of the earth. We feared that Angelina had got to you.
It wasn't Angelina. Or at least not her alone. There was a man with a mask in the jail.
That wasn't one of us. Well, at least I hope it wasn't. The Order searched the whole area and we finally found you in our own assembly room of all places. We drugged you and we took you to Wales, to Eleanor's old castle. Miss Valley was already on the way to explain everything to you, but when she arrived, you were gone.
What role do Bates and Lady Victoria play in all this?
They, like me, have witnessed what the curse can do to good people. So they've dedicated their lives to not letting it happen again.
They've brought the Order back into being. An Order that was founded centuries ago to fight against the curse and its repercussions.
Until it was forgotten. We've all paid dearly for that.
Who are the members of the Order?
Victoria, Bates, Eleanor, and myself are committed to the Order. The others do the real work. The young Miss Valley, for example, she's the leader.
Because her brother Vic fell prey to Samuel.
That's right.
Who killed Angelina?
We don't know. Victoria thinks that Angelina might have done something to herself at this.
Pouring gas all over herself and setting herself on fire? Nonsense.
I know. Perhaps we have another adversary that we know nothing about.
Or
Ok.
could it have been
Uno di
me?
noi.
Impossible. We followed you through the sewer system. You didn't have time to drive to the cliffs and kill her.
Then it was the great unknown?
I doubt that we don't know him. It must be someone who knows about all the incidents in the castle and knows about the Order. One of us.
Who?
If I knew, then he would already be regretting what he has done. Angelina was a good child. She had recovered, just like you had. We should have just taken her away from here forever.
And what happens to me now?
You have to get away from here. As far as you possibly can. We don't know who killed Angelina. They could also be after you.
You mean after my blood?
That's why we have to get you out of here and organize a new identity for you. And secondly, you have to leave here under your own will. This castle, this whole area isn't good for you. I'm afraid that you would change again if you stayed any longer. You'll hallucinate and maybe one day do things you don't want to.
You mean I'll see things that aren't there at all?
I don't know. I only know that it
andiamo
made
in
your father
Florida.
capable of butchering a 12-year-old boy.
All right then. I'll go. Mom? Will we see each other again?
Talk to Bates. He'll arrange plane tickets for you. You fly to Florida. We'll see each other there again in a few weeks. It's all too much. I know. But one day you'll understand. We'll talk about it, and I'll explain it all as well as I can. Goodbye, son.
So, you know now, Master Adrian.
Yes. Why didn't you say anything?
When I heard your accent, I thought it might be you, Master Adrian. But I only knew you as a child, and from what your adoptive mother said, I was only sure once you showed me the photograph of Miss Angelina.
You knew she was dead?
Yes. Her ladyship and I drove to the scene early this morning. Our source in the police informed us.
Why all the smoke and mirrors? Why didn't you just tell me what I needed to know?
We didn't know how you'd react. I went to the village a short while ago to inform Miss Valley and the others, but I couldn't find anyone. Lady Victoria thought it would be best to keep you occupied and keep an eye on you until... yes, until reinforcements arrived.
That won't be necessary. I'll go of my own will.
Ok.
I'm glad to hear that. Ask Lewis for the tickets. Sally should instruct him to collect the tickets from a travel agency in the next town.
Thank you, Bates. Where are the ladies?
They've retired. The last few days were very stressful for them.
You know, there must still be an unknown antagonist.
Yes, I believe someone was working with Miss Angelina.
Someone from the castle?
Or from
Ora, se
the
andiamo
village.
bene bene,
At
mi
least
sa che
someone who really
Sabato
knows their way
prossimo.
around.
And ultimately cleared their partner out of the way.
Anche se sabato prossimo molto probabilmente sarò a Cina. Ok. Allora, io vi ringrazio tantissimo per essere stati qua. Vi auguro un buon proseguimento di serata e una buona notte. Non ho gente da raida, perlomeno non gente alla mano. Quindi, se tutto va bene, ci vediamo domani mattina, se no domani pomeriggio a farmare. Ok? Buonanotte.